Administration is going to build on Saturday's nuclear talks with Iran with another round of negotiations set for this weekend. And President Trump says his team is not going to waste any time.
Well, we're going to be doing it very shortly. Iran also, it was another way. I met with a different group of people in Iran, and we'll be making a decision on Iran very quickly.
Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick sits on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and he joins us now. Congressman, good morning to you. So these were largely indirect talks, but Steve Witkoff, Iran's foreign minister, did meet face-to-face. And the Associated Press points out that Iranian state TV even reported this face-to-face discussion, which means that, Iranian state TV, usually hardline Iranians running that channel, it means that according to Iran, these negotiations went well. So what do you think about this first round of talks and where things go from here?
I'm extremely encouraged. I've been watching this for decades, watching their escalation in a theocracy where you have radical leaders in what used to be a very moderate country really take over the rhetoric and really rattle the sabers and talk about arming themselves nuclearly. This is a great step in the right direction. I hope that they feel isolated. They should, based on what we've been doing with the Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, other organizations that they've supported. We should really be taking an aggressive stance for them. They've killed Americans with their weapons and their dissemination of terror throughout the world, and this is a great step in the right direction.
Okay, so Iran's currency has fallen, Congressman, by 95% from its peak when the Iran nuclear deal was signed in 2015. Inflation is now running at about 30% in the country a year, making staples like meat a luxury good. So because of that, Iran is reportedly and obviously looking for sanctions relief. But even though their economy is so terrible, the country does love to fund those terrorist organizations across the Middle East. So how does the Trump administration deal with that request? Sanctions relief could lead to the funding of terrorist organizations. What do they do there?
Well, they've got to give up their nuclear arms program. They cannot continue to enrich uranium and produce weapons-grade uranium that basically terrorize the entire Middle East, could threaten the United States. We would look at what's happening in North Korea and what they've done with their nuclear program. That can kill Americans. That can start a world war, which no one could recover from. We need to take a hardline stance on this. I know Israel has been very interested in this. They don't want them to develop any nuclear arms. We've done something in the past on this. We don't want this to come to war in order to end their nuclear program. This is a good step.
Meantime, the Trump administration vowing to restore freedom of navigation through the Red Sea to protect the Horn of Africa from Houthi terrorists based in Yemen. President Trump, of course, issuing a warning to the terror group, writing the following: "Time for the terrorists to hide, but it won't do them any good. Our warfighters, the greatest the world has ever seen, will find them and bring them to swift justice." Let's reverse course here for a second. How much damage did Joe Biden cause that Trump now has to undo in order to destroy terror groups like the Houthis?
Nobody in the Middle East understands anything other than peace through strength. They will never understand giving in to them. They'll never understand being soft on these kind of terrorist organizations. I am so glad to see somebody take out the Houthis, to strong-arm them. They've killed Americans in that area. They've threatened the shipping lanes. They threatened commerce. There is nothing to negotiate here except for lay down your arms or go away. And when I say go away, I mean permanently. There's no other way to deal with these people. I'm glad that President Trump's finally showing strong leadership in this area that was lacking in the Biden administration. It's the only thing they understand. I think it's going to result in ultimately peace. And that's good for everybody.
Apologize. Finally, Congressman, let's end with your money. And by your, I mean all of our money. The future of President Trump's big, beautiful bill is in the balance. Trump saying he hopes it passes soon. But Congressman, the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, is opposing this rumored idea of raising the top tax rate to offset some of the costs. My question for you, can you get the numbers to work without that idea of raising the top tax rate on people making more than $1 million?
We can, and I think we should. When we raise taxes, we don't always get the same revenue. People start hiding their monies, especially wealthy people. When you start raising their taxes, they stop spending. They start hiding their money, and you can't tax it the same way. We've not had really good tax returns when you raise taxes historically. I think we need to get over our spending problem. That's the biggest problem. We're still in COVID-era spending. When we talk about saving $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years, that's ridiculous. That's about half a year of deficit spending. We have to get real on this, otherwise we're going to be in tremendous trouble in the future. And that's why myself and about 30 others in Congress are drawing a hard line in the sand. We cannot continue the spending indulgence that we've been addicted to for the last several years.
And Congressman, we're running out of time, but probably not for the last time. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid will be secure?
It has to be, but at the same time, we have to do it better. There's bipartisanship in solving Social Security problems. Otherwise, we'll have an automatic cut of 21%. Yeah. We've got to do something about it that makes sure that people who are receiving it right now or near receiving it don't get the cuts, and we can do it.
Congressman, thank you so much.